Well, when I was reading a book to my kids the other day, Truck, Truck, Goose, I looked at the dust jacket and I found the author lived in Oklahoma. The book was really cute, easy for kids to understand, so I thought I just had to talk to this author. Her name is Tammi Sauer. She's kind enough to join me today from Edmond to talk about how she got her start in children's books and some new projects she's working on. Good morning, Tammi.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Tell us a little bit about you growing up and how you came to be inspired to be a children's book author.
Well, I grew up in Kansas, and I'd always wanted to be a third grade teacher, so I went to Kansas State University to get my degree in elementary education. But my senior year of college, I had the best teacher of my life. Her name is Dr. Marjorie Hancock, and she pulled me aside after class one day, and she said, "Tammi, you have a gift with words. You should pursue publication." And had she not said that to me, it would have never occurred to me to try to write books for kids. So I owe a lot to Dr. Marjorie Hancock, and I always tell teachers when I visit schools, you can inspire kids by just saying one sentence, and I know that's true because that's what happened to me.
Was it a little scary, Tammi, making the leap from, okay, I've always wanted to be a teacher, and can I be an author? Can I make a living doing this? Kind of talk about, and we have a picture from you holding that orange as a kid in Kansas. I just had to show that picture.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Tammi.
My best picture ever. Fantastic. I'm happy that's on the news.
Oh, it's wonderful. I mean, was it scary, though, thinking, can I make a living at this?
Well, I didn't really think about that at the time. I did become a teacher. I was a teacher for a while. I was a library media specialist for a while. And then I had my kids. And when my daughter Julia was in preschool, there was an illustrator who visited her classroom. And just seeing somebody who was in the business, that made my heart pound, and it made me feel like I really need to give this a good try. So yes, it was scary. Yes, it requires a lot of work. Yes, I'm still learning every single day about being a children's book writer, but it's so worth it. And what I really love about this job is that I get to be creative. I get to get kids excited about reading and writing, and I get to go into schools, but maybe just not every day. So it's the perfect fit for me.
You sent us several books. I wanted to show this one off. No bunnies here. What inspires you? Who inspires you to write now 35 books later?
Well, inspiration comes from all kinds of places. When I go into schools, I always tell kids to celebrate the weird stuff in life because the weird stuff is good inspiration for stories. Nobody's Here came out last year. I'm so excited about that book. Right now it's in the Scholastic Book Fairs. I try to keep myself open to ideas, and I just try to celebrate the little things. And a lot of my books focus on family and friendship because those things are very important to me and very important to my readers.
I know, I wondered if you could share the story about Truck, Truck, Goose, because you were writing with your kids when they were little, right? And you were playing the Duck, Duck, Goose game. Tell us about some of those inspirations, just your own children.
Well, that stuck with me. Julie and Mason have been inspiration for a lot of my books, like Not Now Cow. They were my inspiration for Caring for Your Lion and Me One Pet. It's really great to have kids because kids are built-in inspiration. They say great stuff all of the time. Now they're 22 and 25, but they're still very inspirational. I just try to pay attention, and if something makes my heart pound a little bit, or maybe something makes me laugh, I'll jot it down, and maybe something like that will be worked into a book one day.
Over the years, how do you collaborate with illustrators? You've worked with many illustrators over your 35 books. How does that work? Like, you're writing and you get to see previews of their pictures, or every artist is different. How do you know that your words are turning into pictures like you had imagined?
Well, every book is different. Normally, writers and illustrators do not interact at all because a writer shouldn't infringe on an illustrator's creativity. So editors usually keep authors and illustrators separated. I have become friends with a lot of the people who've illustrated my books. A lot of times probably most of the time, authors have no say in who will illustrate a book. Oftentimes I've given 3 different illustrator options and I'm asked to choose my favorite of the 3. Sometimes editors ask me for my illustrator wish list, and if my editor agrees with me on one of my choices, my editor will approach an illustrator and ask if that illustrator would like to work on the project. I love knowing that I have a partner in every book, and an illustrator has always brought so much new to a book that I would have never even thought about. So I feel very fortunate to be working with so many amazing people, and they're from all over the world, which is great too.
A little bit of time left. I did want to ask, what are some of your new projects you're working on, things that we need to be looking out for?
Okay, well, I had two new books come out in the fall. One is called Mary Had a Little Plan. It's the sequel to Mary Had a Little Glam. I also had a book come out called The Underpants, which is a silly take on the old Ukrainian tale, The Mitten. And I have a brand new book coming out this May. It's called All Kinds of Special. It's with Simon and Schuster, and it's a book that really celebrates family, it celebrates community, and it celebrates the resourcefulness of kids. So I'm very excited about all three of those books.
Tammi Sauer, this was a delight today. Thank you for joining us.
Well, thanks again for having me. This was really fun.